Welcome to the For Real Though Show, the podcast with a purpose for the peoples. I am your host, Christopher Keith. We have a very special guest with us today. I've been teasing y'all, telling you that, hey, we got some special news from our sponsor, Queso. What? I've been promising. I didn't want to let the cat out the bag, but there are some surprises that even I didn't know was happening. So we are here to talk about it with our fearless leader, Shantae Young. Welcome, Shantae. We got some great news to
Hey,
share about Queso What. Lay it
hey,
on us, lay it on us, lay it on us.
hey, so what? You gotta do it
You
like this. So
gotta do it like this. Okay. I gotta practice it. I gotta practice it.
what?
Okay. Talk to me.
Yeah. So in December I retired from my job because I'm gonna hop on this food truck and roll out. And we spent a significant amount of money, a significant amount of time building this food truck. And first part of January, um my cousin called and said, "Hey, there's this location opening up. I mean, that's opening up that has availability. You should do it." They'd asked me last year too, and I was like, "No, I'm still working." And I was like, "Well, I just put all this money in the truck." And they're like,
You
"Just
mean a
just
brick and
submit the
mortar
plan."
location? You mean a brick and mortar location?
Yes,
Okay,
a
okay,
location. Yeah, an
okay,
actual
sure.
location
Okay.
to a building. And so it's a competitive process. So you have to submit a business plan and then they got to pick you. So I said, I'll submit the plan. I'll submit the plan, went on vacation, came back, they picked me. So worked out some logistics and worked out like what that looks like because I still have a food truck, y'all. And we made the plunge and we are now in they call it a brick and mortar location. I call it a she shed. So
She said, okay.
it's a she shed. It's a little small place in Newtown. It's like 250 square feet. It's a takeout place. And so Queso Wood is live and in full effect at 3242-1 Rue Royale Street in St. Charles, which is actually Newtown. It's the name of the neighborhood. It's called Newtown, but it's in St. Charles. So stop by and see me.
For those who aren't
In
familiar, could you describe Newtown?
Pleasantville, that's what Cornell calls it. Newtown is like this cool area. So it's not a town per se, but it's more like a subdivision. And they are very self-contained. Everything you need or the premise around Newtown is everything you need is there. You don't have to leave. Doctor's office, grocery store, they have an amphitheater, they have a town hall area where you can rent. You can get married there. They got three churches, a dance school, liquor store. And all of these different smaller, they're called kiosks, these little smaller like she shed buildings that house ice cream and kolaches and now quesadillas and barbecue. And so it's a town where, like I said, everything is really self-contained, really small community. It's a golf cart community. So they ride their golf carts around. They have concerts every week. In the summertime, they have events galore. So it's a very, very quaint, pleasant place, really tremendously diverse, from young to old, um, in terms of colors, very diverse. It's just a lot of people together who want to live in a community where they don't have to leave their community to get anything.
I really like the what I always think about when I think about Newtown is the different color houses.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
like
you can
pink
only have
houses,
them a
blue
certain color.
houses, yellow houses, like
Yeah.
the conglomeration of colors.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I think about in Newtown. Until I got to visit you the other day, I didn't even know they had all the other stuff in there. I just thought about the houses and the little
Mhm.
creek they got in the bridges and stuff like that. It really
Mhm.
is. It really
You
is
can fish
like,
in those.
yeah, it really is like Cornell said, it really is like Pleasantville. It's something you would see on TV,
Hmm.
like in a TV series on HBO
Yeah.
or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That
Yeah.
Reese
It is.
Witherspoon would be playing in.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's nice, and the people there are super super nice. Very kind. The kids run around in the amphitheater. They have volleyball leagues, so they have sand volleyball courts. They have swimming pools. They have a pickleball court. They have you name it, they got it. So if you somebody who don't ever want to leave your community, you move to Newtown and You won't ever leave your community.
Wow. So now that you're in this brick and mortar, which is something we didn't even expect or talk about.
Not on the bingo sheet.
Yeah, not on the bingo sheet. So, for those who watch the podcast, who watch the show, uh they may have not seen you before or when we first started talking about the quesos.
Mhm.
So let's go back. Let's go back to the beginning where you first started, when first came to you and tell us about that whole process.
So I've been in county government. I'd been in politics for like 20 years, I think. And had been in county government probably about 8 or 9, almost 10 years. And the councilwoman in that district asked me to leave my civil service job to come and work for her in her office. And so what that means is I lose my civil service protection. And that means if she quit tomorrow, I don't have no job. If she
Hmm.
doesn't get reelected, I don't have no job. She gets impeached, I don't have a job. And so I thought it through. And quite frankly, I've always wanted to have a place. I've always wanted to do food. And I was like, you know what? I'm taking this job. And I'm gonna take this job because I'm gonna call it the 4-year exit plan. And so she elected for 4 years, and this is my exit plan. And what it did is it pushed me to kind of decide, what do you want to do? And I went to the Taste of St. Louis and looked around and saw like all of these vendors. And I'm thinking in my mind, I have to have some grandiose plan. I have to have all these things because I have to have all this money to do all these things. And I went there and I saw them people in 6-foot tables and chafing dishes, living their dream.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, hell no. And so I went home and we had a family meeting. Everything's a family meeting in our family. And I was saying, this is it. I'm going to do it. I don't know what it looks like, but I think I want a food truck because COVID teaches you that brick and mortars really are not sustainable if you don't have good employees. And y'all know good help is hard to find. So I was like, I can get a food truck. I can control where I go. I can control, all of the overhead and all that. But then what am I going to cook? And so I cook all sorts of things. I cook Caribbean food, Vietnamese food, Mexican food. I cook all sorts of things. And I'm like, how do you narrow that down in a food truck? What I didn't want to do is make hamburgers, chicken wings, and French fries. I wanted something that was different because every food truck got hamburgers, chicken wings, French fries. I'm sure they're making a lot of money at it, but I just really wanted to showcase the types of food that I cook and that I'm good at. And in this meeting, we kicking it around, and somebody said, "Well, whatever you do, you should have quesadillas." And I was like, huh,
Had you
because
made
for me,
quesadillas before
oh yeah, I cook
around the
Mexican
house?
food all the
Okay.
time. Everybody loves my Mexican food. And so I make enchiladas, quesadillas. I was making all of that sort of thing. But quesadillas are, chicken, shrimp, or steak. And there's really nothing else. If you want some fajita in it. So for me, I was like, that's so plain because I don't want chicken wings and hamburgers. So I damn sure don't want a plain quesadilla. I went to sleep. I woke up the next morning and I said, I'm gonna put an oxtail in a quesadilla.
Mm.
And then I said, and people gonna bite in it and they're gonna go, this a queso what?
That's how you, oh my
I mean, it
goodness.
came to me like
That's
that
how the
the
name came?
next day, huh?
Wow.
Like they
Now,
go,
people,
this a
I didn't know
queso
this
what?
story, people. I just want you to know. I've been with her since the day one.
You never heard this? You never heard
I've
that?
never heard this story, so this is
I thought I
great.
told it at the tasting. My bad. No, and I was like, they'll be like, this a queso what? That's why I'm gonna name it queso what? So I told Cornell. Cornell was like, don't lead with oxtails. He don't really eat that. I'm like, Cornell, you don't understand. I'm gonna lead with the oxtail because now, okay, we're gonna put different things in there. So now I'm talking to the kids and like they love quesadilla burgers over at Applebee's. They was like, Mama, you got to do a hamburger and a quesadilla. And then we started like snowballing. And so I came up with all these combinations of things. And then I picked 20 of my friends, you were one of them, to come by and taste the food, give me some feedback, let me know how to make it better. Would you buy it? How much would you pay for it? Like I still have those cards. I'm actually gonna make a collage and put it on the wall in the store. So all of the cards they wrote on little index cards. And that narrowed down the options, and Queso what was born. I did the paperwork, did this, did that, um, and decided to launch it as a 50th birthday gift to myself. So on January 27th, my birthday is January 25th. On the 27th, I had a 50th birthday party and worked my first pop-up event
Hmm.
on the same damn day.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh my God, I spent $300 on all this food. I'm like, if I could just make my $300 back, oh my God, if I can make my $300 back, my friends, my family, my y'all be showing the hell up for me. I mean, y'all show up. I made like $1,400, I think, that day. And we've been popping ever since. We were doing pop-up events, and then I started like making pop-up events from the house, uh, raising money for the food truck. We got the food truck. I ain't drove it yet because then this came up, and this was a blessing beyond my wildest dreams. Because these 3 weeks we've been in business, people like oxtail quesadillas, Chris. Even white people.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, so
To be honest with you, I've only gotten hip to the concept of oxtails, I would say within the last 5 years.
me too.
Oh, really?
Actually,
Okay.
I had only been hip to it that year.
Okay.
I had never cooked oxtail in my life. My wonderful, awesome friend Eric Noah, I love him. Shout out to Eric. He would always push me to make stuff because he liked certain things, and I was meal prepping for him, and he was like, "You ever made oxtails?" I'm like, "No." So he was like, "Well, I think you would make great oxtails," and so I just did a lot of research, and there's a million different ways to make them. And what I found in watching like YouTubes and different things like that is that I would probably like the Caribbean style more so than the soul food smothered,
Hmm.
style.
Hmm.
And because I love Caribbean food, I love jerk chicken and things like that. And I messed with it, tested it. He was the taste tester, and I got good at it. And he was the only one who ate them, and I loved them. So every time I made them, every time I made them for him, I'd make a few for me. And that was when they were $3 a pound. Now they 11.99.
Lord have mercy, they are. Yes, Lord,
Yeah.
yes, they are. So what do you remember most about the taste testing event? What, like as you think about it, what comes to your mind?
Just being kind of scared about what y'all thought because it was a wild concept, and like I said, it was a dream. And then the initial feed couple people I told, they were like, it was kind of like, so I was really just kind of concerned, like, are they gonna get it? Is it gonna be good? And that's what I was more concerned about. And I was really, really, really wanting honest feedback. And y'all gave it to me. I mean, because a lot of some of my dishes were tweaked based on that feedback, and that made the thing go over the top. Like for instance, the burger, um, they was like, it's good because I gave sauces on the side. Everybody don't like sauce, so I give on the side. No, you should put that on the burger, and that will make it over the top. Oh, you should put pickles on it because I kind of mirrored it like the quesadilla burger at Applebee's.
Hmm.
Not that I knew what was in it. I just knew pico was in it and burgers and cheese.
Hmm. Hmm.
And they're like, no, you put some pickles in it. It really pop. And so those pickles and that sauce with the rest of it really put it over top. And you all gave the best feedback. I mean, some things made the cut and some things didn't. But I was just really concerned, like, would you taste it? Would you think, give like honest feedback, or would you even like it? So it was a test. And
Yeah, so that brings back to my memory that you gave us little pieces of paper and
Mhm.
you didn't want to put
Index
us on the
card.
spot. Yeah, you
Yeah,
didn't want to put us on the spot. So we wrote down what we thought and then we just handed it in unless you knew somebody's handwriting, you know who it was one way or the other. But
right.
well, your boy, I didn't take it like that because to me, when I heard the idea, well, I guess just be knowing you for like over 30 years. When I knew you had the idea, I knew you was serious about it. So I was just like gung ho from the get go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I didn't have that trepidation about telling you what my opinion was or whatever. And I wasn't like quesos, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So I'm surprised. This also the first time I heard somebody was kind of shaky on the vision, which, I guess that happens. But everybody that I saw, we was all just, I mean, we was ready to eat, but 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 we was everybody that I saw was just really gung ho in on the vision with you.
Yeah. Well, I guess the vision in words is different than the vision in the physical. Because like I said, and when they'll be fussing at me about it, but no, he didn't think it was a great idea. He thought it was like, uh, don't leave with oxtails. I mean, it sounds good, the quesadilla burger, but don't leave with oxtails. And why are you gonna put something so extravagant in it? And it was just that. But I had to chalk that up to him being a picky eater. He's a texture person. Like he's not an eater. He's not somebody that will try a food. It'll have to be the circumstances have to be really controlled for him to try something. So I didn't take it personally when he when
Mhm.
he didn't care for it because he's just not somebody who's a foodie at all. And so and then the next person I asked, um, they were like, but then, you got to think about who you're asking sometimes.
Mm.
And then because their vision or they don't see a vision. Like, for instance, we were in construction for a long time and I walk into a place and it'll be a shell of a place and they'll say, I want this, or what I'm trying to do is this, that, and the third. And I'm like, okay, I see it. But then somebody else can walk in and be like, this is a damn mess. How y'all ever going,
Mhm.
make that happen? And so you have to consider when you're talking about things, not to be discouraged because somebody doesn't necessarily care for it. It just may not be their jam. And I think that's kind of what it was. But I said, you know what? Let me at least try it and test it. And my friends can tell me whether it's some bullshit or not.
Right.
And that's what y'all did. That's what y'all did.
So so initially you thought about, again, we talked about this for quite a while, going with the food truck. And
Mhm.
you said you don't want to be able to control it and everything. How is that process? How has that process been for you?
So I will say this has almost been a food truck standing still because my food truck is about the size of this damn building. um, the building is a little wider than the truck, the same length of it, and so I can't fit that many people in there. Just like I couldn't fit it in the food truck, and so it's giving food truck vibes in terms of having to be real conscious about your space, what you're going to put in the space, how you're going to store things, what you're going to carry, all of those different things. So it is kind of the same thing. The difference in it is these people walk up to the window and I'm stationary. They walk up to the window, and I haven't experienced, from what they say, I've not experienced concert night. Well, I haven't experienced concert night, but from what they say, it is 10 times worse than my first day. And my first day, we sold 400 quesadillas. 400. I
Wow.
was expecting to sell 18, maybe 30, or 50. I thought I was going to
Wow.
be walking around giving people samples. You know what I'm saying? Try
Wow.
the food.
Wow. Wow.
I thought I made enough food for 2, 3 days. They ate every morsel of food that first day. And I had to close the next day in order to cook because all of the insides of these quesadillas, it's not store-bought food. I'm marinating oxtails as we speak. I'm gonna be simmering them tonight overnight. I'm about to jerk chicken when I get off there on my grill, So all that food takes time and love. So, but no, the space difference is the space is the same. I probably will need a few more people, but I won't need something that I would need with like a brick and mortar, where you need 4, 5, 8, 10 people. So I don't need anything like that. So I'm kind of liking it to, a food truck, only just now I got a permanent location for my food truck.
Yeah. Have you in terms of dealing with like the locals and stuff, like, for a person that may be even thinking about doing something similar, how is it working with the government, when you're trying to get those things in place?
Opportunity Central. Listen, coming from St. Louis County, where the level of incompetence is astounding. I don't even see how they still in business. Um, I signed my lease April 1. Um, they did let me in early to clean, which I'm glad. I signed my lease April 1st. I went down to St. Charles County and St. Charles City, because the city is across the street from the county, and say, hey, I'm looking to open a business. I have no idea where to start. Please walk me through this because I'm traumatized by dealing with St. Louis County because my food truck has been a nightmare in St. Louis County.
Talk about that
So,
first.
huh?
Talk about that first, if you're comfortable.
Lord have mercy. No, they are not equipped to even do anything with food trucks. Like they have no experience. So I'm like, hey, I want to do a food truck. Well, you need some architectural drawings for a food truck. I'm like, it's a griddle and four wheels and a frigidator. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
Okay, right, right.
And so okay, fine. I'll go and look for an architect. There's no architect in the state of Missouri that designs food trucks because it's not a thing. I could go do my basement and draw it up by hand, and I can get a permit. What do I need an architectural drawing for a food truck? Well, that's just the way it is when you're doing a restaurant. This is not a restaurant. This is a food truck. This is not the same thing. They wanted the architectural drawings. Then they want me to get them $350 so they can look at the drawings. And then it'll take 90 days up to do that. And then I had to pay $250 for this. Then I had to go. It was just a hot mess. So I couldn't find an architect. I go on Fiverr. Hey, they have architects. Fiverr does me architectural drawing. Woo, woo, woo. It's exactly to scale. It's all the things that they sent me the example for. And they told me because that architect is not licensed in the state of Missouri, I can't use it. And I was just like, you know what? I got to back up. And I had to back up because I'm the legislative assistant to the councilwoman in St. Louis County. So when I cuss you out, oh, the assistant for Shalonda Webb cuss somebody, then it
Right.
goes back,
Yeah, yeah,
on there.
yeah.
But this has nothing to do with my position. And more so, I'm trying to open up a business here in this county. And you taking me through all these changes to even do that. And then they're talking about months, and this whole process takes months and months and months. Now we're in St. Charles. I walk in April 2nd. This is what I need. They gave me a economic development liaison. Shout out to Jessica Ferguson. So the economic development liaison says emailed me some stuff. That was on the first one I called. I'm sorry. Emailed me stuff. I walk in on the second. I said, look, Jessica, I'm traumatized. So I need to look at somebody. I need you to tell me what it is you need. And so she looked at the paperwork that I'd already filled out. Okay, I get this. Hey, you got $100 check so we can get this filed. And I'm like, no, I ain't know I needed that today. I got cash. They was like, no, what we'll do is we'll take care of all this, get your permit number, then you can call over the phone once we give you a permit number and pay the $100. Word? April 3rd. Boom. When do you want oh no, while she was sitting there, when do you want your inspection? When do I want my inspection? Not 60 or 90 days from now, you gotta look at my stuff. No, when? Well, Monday. It was occupancy inspection. I'm good Monday. Tuesday. It was like, well, Thursday or Friday. I'm like, I'm good for Tuesday. Okay, we'll see you Tuesday. They came in on Tuesday. Look, fire thing. Okay, the fire marshal and the lake, all okay. Boom, got it. Boom, go. Now all I need to do is go to the health department. So I go to the health department. I cross the street, go to the health department, so the health department can do the food part of it. And so I'm calling them, and I'm like, look, what do I need? He said, well, it takes upwards of 30 days. And I was like, shh, I can't open at the end of April. And she was like, oh, I wouldn't chance that. But all you can pay an extra $100 to expedite it if you'd like. But that's just gets you within the 30 days, not necessarily, it may or may not work depending on the workload. Woo woo. I'm like, okay, fine. I do it. Do the $100. Me and another kiosk person are kind of in the same boat. I'm moving a little faster than him because I understand government. So I'm kind of helping him along. Well, he was at the point where, because he doesn't sell food, he just sells popcorn, that he was getting a health inspection that following Monday. So he said, I talked to the guy and I said that, you guys were opening up a kiosk. Why in the hell did that man not, he approved my drawings on the next day and brought his ass out there that following Monday? It took 14 days for me to be able to open my place.
From start to finish.
From April 1st, when I walked in there, to April 14th when he did the final inspection. He said, "So when you want to open up?" I said, "Tomorrow." I didn't mean tomorrow, but tomorrow. So he was like, "Oh, well, let me go ahead and do this since you expedited." My shit was in the email. Oh, I had to pay. So you got to pay a year for your food thing, but it depends on what your level of safety is and all that. So they couldn't tell me that until he came. Okay, well, you got to pay this $225 more dollars. Nothing but a payment. Then Jessica sends me a handwritten you card for doing business in St. Charles County
Wow,
and
wow,
invite me to the ribbon cutting. 15
wow,
days. If I were in St. Louis County, they'd still be looking at my application today, right now. It
wow,
made a what?
wow.
Made a what? They would still be looking at it. So it has been, St. Louis County bullshits themselves and calls themselves Opportunity Central. St. Charles County is Opportunity Central. They don't play. They're very intentional about getting businesses in their area and getting good businesses in their area. They tax the hell out y'all down there, but you can see where their tax dollars is going
Mm,
because I have to pay. I have to pay tourism tax on my sales. I have to pay arts and entertainment tax, state tax, and city tax. But
mm.
that gets passed on to the customer. But I'm telling you, your tax dollars in St. Charles County are working for you. Just letting you know. But it's been an awesome experience. I mean, everything from the governmental side to the people side. I mean, I have no complaints, none.
Well, that's good. So, hey, people around the St. Louis area, you're looking to open up a business. That's look like that's the place to go.
Opportunity Central, and they're not trying to trip you up either, because St. Louis County does it, and St. Louis City does that, from what I understand too. Like they tell you need this, and then they come back and inspect that, and then they tell you need this, and they pull that bullshit with you all the time. They are helping you. Like the health inspector was like, yeah. And oh, okay, well, I'll go ahead because this is a certain kind. We really require this one, but don't worry about it. Just fix that and then take a picture of it and send it back to me. So like they really are working to ensure that you are ready to open, and they are not impeding your progress in any way. It does them no good. They want that tax money that I'm about to pay. I got payment due on the 9th right now. So them 2 weeks got them some tax money.
I
So
always say, and I say this all the time when it comes to service and dealing with different entities, that it's all discretionary. You
it
know what I
is.
mean? Like they
It
may
is.
have the rules and regulations, but it's discretionary.
It is.
If a
It is.
person want to mess with you or not, do they want to work with you or not?
Mm-hmm.
You know
It
what I mean? And
absolutely
I
is.
see that over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. It's the truth. It's the truth. I mean, they want to see you win or they don't, or they just want to be, some people just ignorant like that.
So just as a sidebar, are there food trucks in St. Louis County? Because when I think
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah.
oh,
What I have found in doing it, because when I was really in my discouraging state, there's the I was looking for food trucks to do an event for the councilwoman. And I met Guido's Mississippi Barbecue. That barbecue good as shit on the Riverview Circle.
okay,
Get them pork
I
steaks.
need to note that next time
The
I'm in
pork steaks
town.
this thick. Oh my God. He's got good food. He's got excellent food. I was chatting with him, found out he lived around the corner from me. He lives around the corner. And he was saying that he went through the same thing, but he ultimately just licensed his vehicle through St. Louis City. It was still a pain, but it was nothing compared to what St. Louis County does. So there are food trucks that do business in St. Louis County. Whether or not they're licensed in St. Louis County, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. So what are you going to do with your food truck then? Are you going to move it to St. Charles or that sound like
Hell yeah. Have
a...
all my money.
Okay. See what happens when you do
Hell
business with
yeah.
people. They don't mind spending money with you.
Mm-mm, hell
And you do
yeah.
them
No,
right, they just don't mind.
they can have all my money. Like, no, I don't at all. I pay for convenience. I pay and then they weren't nickel and diming me. They were very upfront with what the cost is, and it wasn't any surprises. So no, absolutely I am. And that was a conversation I had once I got into here. It was like, what are we doing with the food truck? We sunk $25,000 in it. Like, what are we gonna do? So we're gonna press forward with it. And once we get our footing here and get everything together here, I don't think the truck is going to go out this summer because we really got to figure this out. And the winter time slows down at this location anyway. And so what we'll do is then start sinking into that, the truck again and getting that totally ready. We don't have too much left for it, left to do. I did snatch a few things off of it to put it here, so
Okay.
I got to replace that, and apparently they say the money that I'll make here will be able to kit that out. I'm gonna have some trues and vogues on that mug, they said. So
Okay.
when you see me out here on some trues and vogues,
All right. So
you'll
listen.
know.
So now we got the story. And let's talk
Mhm.
about what the people really want to hear. What's on that menu? When they come out to see you in Newtown,
In Newtown.
what's on that menu? Let's talk about what's on that
So
menu.
we don't have average quesadillas. So what we have right now, because I think I have in my repertoire about 16 different ones last time I counted. Um, and in a space like that, I can't conceivably do all of them. So what we decided was, well, the first week we did most of them. And we wanted to get a feel of what people liked, what they bought more, what they didn't, and then we would pare it down from there. So we pared it down. So, Lord, you got me on the spot. I ain't even got a copy of the damn menu. So we have our queso, like regular things. So we have jerk chicken, and which has jerk, of course, jerk chicken quarters with my homemade, house-made jerk crack barbecue sauce that I make. We have the burger, which is a real big seller. But let me tell you about white people and chicken. They better not never say nothing to us about chicken and watermelon. Because
Oh, do
my
tell.
big, my biggest seller is the chick and the chicken bacon ranch, which is a fried chicken breast. I cut them up in pieces. Fried chicken. The chick is fried chicken with pickles and a special sauce, like a Polynesian sauce. So it kind of mimics the Chick-fil-A sandwich. And the chicken bacon ranch, which is the fried chicken, uh, pork bacon, and house-made ranch that I have, and it's inside the quesadilla. And those are the two biggest sellers. So black white people and chicken, and then the jerk chicken is next. So, and the buffalo chicken is after that. And I have buffalo chicken. I'm trying to get the daily ones. So those are how many is it? Yeah. Oh, and the Philly cheesesteak. We have a Philly cheesesteak and we have a chicken Philly as well. Because everybody don't eat red meat. I try to make it for everybody. We have a vegetarian one, so we have a vegetable one, and so it's broccoli, zucchini, three colored peppers, onions, and mushrooms, and I toss it with some spices and some olive oil, and it's a huge seller out there. I also have gluten free corn tortillas. Of course, you have a cheese one. So then that's the set menu every day. You can get that. Then we decided to do the specialties. We call it the queso feature. So every day of the week, it's a different one. Mondays we have shrimp fajita. Tuesdays we have birria. I do birria.
What's that?
Wednesdays,
What's video?
so it's a beef. It's a slow simmered beef with Mexican spices. That's the the shrimp fajita and this birria are the only two that are actual Mexican quesadillas.
Okay,
So,
okay.
but it's slow simmered with Mexican peppers, guajillos, and other peppers, and it sits. I sit that overnight. I simmer that overnight, so it pulls apart. Yeah. So
Never heard
think
of
of
it.
it as a Mexican oxtail, kind of. So it has that same like feature. It's
Okay,
oh yeah, you got to have it.
okay, okay.
So we have that on Tuesdays. We're closed on Wednesdays. Thursdays we have the queso Cajun, so it's jambalaya in a quesadilla with shrimp, chicken, and sausage. I use turkey sausage instead of pork. We don't really have a lot of pork items. We don't have any pork items except the bacon
Mm,
and the smoke. So that's Thursday. Friday, what is Friday? Oh, Friday is queso C. So we have salmon and shrimp.
my favorite.
Uh, yeah, cooked in with some spinach and some other Cajun spices. You can have salmon by itself with the shrimp with the spinach, or you have shrimp by itself, or you can have both together. Saturday is oxtail quesadilla, and then we are. going to switch those out on a regular basis. So more than likely in June, we will replace one of those with the queso pizza, which kids really like, and it's the So St. Louis pizza. So if you like emos, you'll like that. We also have queso smoke, which would be a pulled pork or a brisket, which I have in the oven right now for Saturday. A brisket, we'll have that. We also have queso St. Paul, so we actually do a St. Paul in a quesadilla. So
Okay,
we'll
okay, okay. Wait. Only people from St. Louis would know what a St. Paul.
only people, that's the So St. Louis thing.
So describe for the people what a St. Paul is.
I don't want to call it an egg sandwich because it really ain't, but kind of is. Do people outside of St. Louis eat egg foo young?
Yeah,
No.
but
So if you
it's always with the gravy.
with
So
the gravy.
best
So
way
if
I would
you
describe it is egg foo young without the gravy.
without the gravy, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's without the gravy. It's egg and bean sprouts and we have either chicken or shrimp, or you can have both. And meats all cooked in egg. It's delicious with onions and pickles and the special sauce. I don't even eat egg foo young. I mean, no, I don't even eat St. Paul's. I've never had a St. Paul from an Asian restaurant, but then my best friend, she made some, so she whipped them up for me. I'm like, yeah, I could eat this. So yeah, it's really, really good. Did I miss any? I'm thinking.
Well, let's see.
That's all.
We got the veggie, the Philly, the chick, the burger, the buffalo,
Go ahead. You got it.
uh, birria. You just said that. Queso shrimp
Mm-hmm.
fajita, queso Cajun, queso
Mm-hmm.
scene, queso Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And
And so I got some stuff in the hopper right now that I'm testing right now. I'm really excited about that. Um, I really when we did the test, I did a queso Fredo. Nobody really liked it that much. The
what's
Alfredo
Alfredo?
one.
Oh, Alfredo. Really?
Yeah, when we tested it, it didn't test well. So I'm thinking I might kind of mess with it a little bit, but my spirit is telling me to do a queso curry. I want to do a curry one.
Mm,
And I think I'm gonna do like a Thai curry instead of a Caribbean curry since we already have Caribbean food.
okay.
So yeah, so I got about three or four up my sleeve that we're gonna test out and see what happens. Because everybody don't want to eat the same thing all the time. I'm not somebody who eats the same thing all the time, so I want to switch it up and so that you can come back and be like, oh shit, that's something different, and then eat that, love that, and if it's something you really love, then I'll keep it on the menu, and replace with something else, and just I'm a cycle in all year long. But the favorites will always stay the favorites.
You know, so what I hope the audience is really hearing from this is number one, that all of these are literally gourmet homemade quesadillas, made to order,
With
prepped
love.
all week at the house. You know what I mean? You're not going to the store and buying a little mix here and there. Like everything is what the old folks call it, from scratch.
From scratch. Marinate. Everything is marinated. Everything. Even the fried chicken is marinated in pickle juice and heavy cream.
Wow. So
So
yeah,
everything marinates.
yeah, and I think to take that time to cultivate your food that way really shows a level of love and commitment. So I'm really really happy for you. And I tell you what, it definitely shows up in the taste. When I was
Thank
there,
you.
when I saw you the other day, I got the queso burger, and I normally don't get the burger. I normally get the C or the oxtail. I get it with the
Uh-huh.
C with the shrimp and the salmon, and I get
Mm-hmm.
the oxtail. It's normally my favorite, but I came away saying, because I don't know if I had the burger since we did the taste test, but I know
Mm-hmm.
I came away saying, man, queso burger is underrated.
It's my favorite. It's my personal
It's
favorite.
underrated. I was like, because the seasoning in the burger.
Mm-hmm. And I make it like an actual hamburger because what you find is when you're browning beef, it's brown beef. When you're doing it for taco meat or whatever, you browning beef. I like pat out damn hamburgers and do like hamburgers so that you'll have that crust on it
Mhm.
on both sides with the seasoning, and then I chop it I chop it into bite-sized pieces. So it takes a little time to do that. And I'll tell you, Quinnell, picky eater, is now starting to discover the other ones. He only ate the buffalo for like a year, and he had never eaten the other ones. And then he moved to the Cajun, which he ate for about 6 months or so, and then the chicken Philly. Those are the only three things he had ever eaten. And since we've opened, oh, he all out in these here queso streets. Yeah, and now he making up quesadillas. Let me tell you what he make now. The queso Cornell. He had hamburger, jerk chicken, the jerk chicken barbecue sauce, pico de gallo, grilled onions, jalapenos, and pickles. Mr. Picky Eater, who thought the quesadillas wasn't gonna work.
Lord have mercy.
He
Have,
all the way in now.
have you ever seen the movie Forget Paris?
Oh, I love Forget Paris.
So, that reminds me of Mickey's Mickey on Billy Crystal's character
Mhm.
only ate the veal parmesan
Yep,
to the
yep.
very end.
Yep.
Everybody's looking at him like, what are you gonna order? What are you gonna order? I'll have the veal parmesan.
Yep.
That's the same
That's
thing.
him. That's I can set my watch by what he gonna order at the restaurant. I don't even have to
Wow,
ask him what he want.
that's
Okay, you gonna
awesome.
get that chicken right there. He only eat chicken breast. He don't like other parts of chicken because he don't like veins. Like I mean, no, he don't like wings. He's just he only eat breast. Yeah, he's very picky.
He's
Very
a
picky.
particular brother. Particular brother.
Um, he growing out of it, hopefully.
So as we come to an end here, I want to ask you a couple more questions. What's been the most challenging part about starting Queso What? I mean, I see we got merch here. Thankful for that. Yo, what's up? What's up?
We got new merch that came in the other day too.
Oh, and
We've
I'm waiting on my
been
hat. Waiting on my hat. You working on my
waiting on
hat?
the hat. Um, I'm very big on two things: making sure I got enough food
Mm-hmm.
and making sure I got good food.
Mm.
And you have to have good food consistently. You
Yes.
can't like have it tastes like this one day and tastes like that the other day. So it's been a little difficult because it's just me, and I'm making all of these different things. Uh, I'm not sleeping, but it's awesome. It's an awesome not sleep. I ain't fucked up about it. I ain't mad about it. But that's been the hard part, just making sure that we delivering a consistently good product all the time, and that takes time. And to only be open closed 2 days a week, it takes a lot of time, a lot of grocery shopping, a lot of marinating. So I've had a lot of sleepless nights over it, but that's been for me the most challenging thing, and so. I'm now working to kind of turn over the reins to a chef friend of mine to kind of help me prep food. But that's really hard when it's your baby, you know what I mean? So, but he's awesome. Shout out to Freddie. He came and he watched and he's very measure specific, you know. And I'm like, no, you get drunk and throw shit in a pot. This is how this works. You know? And so I had to learn how to measure to make sure that it is a consistent product. And so he's been very instrumental in that. And then taking over some of the easier things that are a little easier to make, like the Philly cheesesteak, chicken Philly. That's not really a difficult thing. And so now I'm left to concentrate on the more specialty items. But yeah, just making sure we get a good product to people because they're spending their money with me, and them quesadillas ain't cheap, y'all. So, and they're spending money with me. And I want to make sure when they walk away like, damn, that was good. That was the best damn quesadilla I ever ate in my life.
Yeah, you're
It
right.
happened.
You're right because your taste is your brand, and so when people go anywhere, they expect a certain, once you've been there once, you expect a certain quality in it.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a good
yeah.
point.
So that's
What's
the
been the
biggest.
most What's been the most fulfilling part, the most gratifying part of this journey so far?
Honest to God, it is seeing people happy to eat my food. It's seeing people like, when they take that bite and they like, damn, I wasn't expecting that. And I from last week, Chris, we had customers that came 2 and 3 times in a day.
Mm.
We've had customers come and say, "Yeah, and I took it home. My husband want one. Now we got to order 4 more. Now we got to order 6 more." I have customers that come every single day we're open. Since the day we open, they come for lunch or they come for dinner. Uh, they may get the sampler size or they may get the large size, but they come every day. And when you have people that come back, that means your product is good. But it's so fulfilling, especially when now I know their name. We 3 weeks in. I'm cool with some people. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
We
Hmm.
we we know their name and we know what they want to order. 3 weeks, you know. So that's been the awesome part is like you like it. You really like me. You really like me.
Mm.
You know, yeah.
So what's happening? I understand that there's a grand opening coming up.
Yeah, for the people because they keep asking. So we're gonna do a ribbon cutting on Saturday at 10 a.m. We are open 1 to 9, but I'm gonna open a little earlier, so at 10 a.m. and we're gonna I'm gonna say my thank yous, tell everybody how much I love them because this has been a labor of love and a group effort. I only thing I do by myself is cook. Everything else has been you. Freddie, Dwayne, Kenneth, Lavina. I don't want to start naming names. Janet, Eric. I mean, all of these folks who, and Tammy Tuggle, who has been by my side from day one. You know, Yolanda been working there for me. You know, just thanking people. You know, for getting me here. You know, and carrying me. And I'm getting emotional, y'all. Got menopause, and just carrying me and supporting me and it's just a big ass thank you. That's all. And then the A1 from day ones, the people who was rocking with me in the pop-up events when I was cooking out the kitchen or cooking out the locations that, you know, have the pop-up events and they come and every week order 6 cocktail quesadillas. So I really want to thank them for carrying me, you know, and supporting me all the time, you know, soon when you gonna have the next pop-up? Just a thank you to my A1s. That's all. A real thank you. Because I'm not big on like celebrating me, but I'm huge on saying thank you. I'm showing gratitude.
Do you foresee, and this just came to me, do you foresee like doing like DoorDash and whatnot?
Oh, we we bought a golf cart. So we just gotta go get it.
Oh wow.
Oh
You
hell no.
leaving out the good information, man. Come on now.
I'm sorry. So the thing about Newtown is like they had no lunch spots. Everything didn't nothing opened till 4 o'clock. So now I'm the lunch spot. And they don't have a lot of delivery. And I know they have I'm not a fan of third party delivery. I don't knock nobody who gets it or does it, but I like for the people who cooked my food to bring me my food. You know what I'm saying? I like yeah from there, but I don't want a third party coming in doing that. And it's not to say I never will, but we saw a need and so this is a golf cart community. So I'm like, I need a golf cart. Anybody we gonna get a golf cart and start delivering. So I'm gonna hire some kids from the neighborhood, you know, some young people to do deliveries for me throughout the day. So yeah, we have to get our footing. We had to lift our POS system, our point of sale system. We switched over, like our website is switching over, everything is switching over to one platform. And so it's not been without its challenges. And so once we get over those challenges, then we'll open it up for delivery. We just got to get our footing now, just for the people who walk up or the people who call in or order online. And once we do that, then we really want to deliver, and we'll have free delivery within Newtown. And then I believe a $5 delivery charge outside of that. So yeah, no, we gonna get them their food however they
Look
want.
at you doing the
What you
thing.
need?
Doing the damn
Uh,
thing.
we here for y'all. What's the need? You tell me. You say
Doing the damn thing.
we found that they don't really drink sodas. They want juice and lemonade and tea. Oh, word, let me go do that. Let me go do that. It's nothing to me. I'm here to serve you. So whatever they're asking for, we're gonna if it's feasible, we're gonna do it. So we'll be delivering probably June, I would think, around June. I don't even want to say May right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a lot going on.
Yeah. a lot. And we got to get people hired, you know. So we had to create job descriptions in order to get people hired. So that's what we're working on now.
Yeah. So yeah, all right. Well, we appreciate you spending time with us. Uh,
Thank you.
tell us again, let the people know how to find you,
Hmm.
social media, where they can see the menu and all that good stuff.
Well, you can find me on Facebook at Queso. What? All one word. I am on Instagram at Queso underscore what? Two A's, y'all.
Two
Two
A's,
A's.
two A's, two A's.
Um, I am, you could go to www.quesowhat.com and check out our menu. Where else am I? And we're at 3242-1 Rue Royale Street in St. Charles, 63301. Took me forever to remember that.
All right, all right.
Or
Well,
you
thank you.
find me, Shantae Harmon Young, over on Facebook, YS underscore the Shantae on Instagram
Yeah, and I noticed you still got
and
AOL.
TikTok. Huh?
How do you still have AOL? I didn't know they still existed.
First of all, secondly, I had AOL since 1993 when you had to pay 19.95 for the
Said
disc.
I was throwing
And then
shade.
had
You acting
and
like I
then
was throwing shade.
and then had dial up. And I got a Gmail account. You can reach a case of what at caseofwhatfood at gmail.com. But I'm still rocking AOL. Forget y'all. And I always say, they say your email address, it's Herman Young at AOL.com. Don't judge. I say it just like that.
Okay, but
But
the real point question is, what's the MySpace address? What's the Black
you know
Planet?
what? I got my I don't even remember MySpace. I don't even remember what my handle was on MySpace.
Your
Oh
MySpace,
Lord.
the Black Planet.
I had like 7 pictures on MySpace. I never really used it, but oh Lord, I don't even know. Never did Black Planet. It took me forever to get on social media. And then when I got on there, now I'm on there. I'm working it,
It
but
took me a while too. I'm always one of the last people.
mm-hmm.
So yo,
Yep.
man, y'all got hey. So guys, if you're out there, man, go come on out to the grand opening, the
10,
ribbon
10
cutting at 10
a.m.
o'clock, 10 a.m. Saturday.
10.
Get them gourmet quesos. Shantae, we
Oh,
thank you
and
very
we're
much. Go ahead.
raffling. If you do come, I'm sorry, my bad. If you do
Go ahead.
come before May 9th, we're having a raffle, two raffles actually. If you make any purchase, you can enter into the raffle to win a free queso shirt.
Hey.
If you spend $50 or more, you can enter into that raffle and you have a chance to win one free quesadilla per week for the entire month of June. And so, yeah, we got a lot of entries right now. So, but you got to enter before close of business May 9th. And then we're going to draw um at the grand opening. And then you guys are going to try out the new queso smoke with the brisket. And yeah, it's going to be cool.
All right. Well, thank you very much for being with us. Thank you for
Thank
sponsoring
you.
this show. Thank you for believing in me as I have believed in you.
Always, always. Thank you for being my A1 from day one. Oh,
Right. So, guys, go check her out and let us know in the comment section. Let her know and then let us know in the comment section, what you think about the quesos. Spread the word. It's a beautiful thing. Entrepreneurship, black businesses, people taking a chance, leaving a government job now, left a
my good government
government
job,
job.
my
You
good
know what I'm
government
saying?
job.
Doge couldn't get to her since she got out before. So fuck Elon Musk. You know what I'm saying? She already got her thing going. So hey, shout out, man. Serious biz, square biz. Shout
Thank
out
you.
for
Thank you.
being a visionary and for following
Did
through.
you see the earrings?
Oh man, that's tight. That's a
You
case
see
of
my
what on there?
queso? Laycraft tie.
She
Shout
cold.
out to her.
She cold. I need to check in with her.
Yep.
All right, y'all
So,
stay safe. For real
all
though,
right.
peace out.